Have you ever seen a Chinese electric car, like a BYD, driving down the street and had your eye caught by it? Their prices are very good, and it's easy to see why. They offer a lot of technology for what seems like a low price. A lot of people have already considered buying one, and the promotions we see out there are enough to make anyone tempted. Drop a comment now. What about you? Have you ever felt tempted to own one? Tell us what attracts you the most to these cars. Comment now. Remember, folks, if you like our project, besides giving your opinion, leave a like now so you don't forget. This really helps this project continue bringing videos to you. Thank you. Let's get down to the facts. Why does BYD forecast mass bankruptcy for EV manufacturers in China? But there's something no one talks about. China has a huge problem in its electric car industry. To understand, imagine that the Chinese government gave a lot of money to companies to make electric cars. With so much money and incentives, these companies built huge factories and produced too many cars. It's like they made 10,000 cakes, but only 1,000 people wanted to buy them. The result is a lot of leftover cake. This overproduction is what's causing the problem, and it's affecting China and the whole world, including the United States, Europe, Brazil, and Spain. Look how crazy this is. A news article I read said that BD, one of the largest manufacturers, warned that things are going to get ugly. Last year, there were 129 electric and hybrid car brands in China. That's an unbelievable number, isn't it? Market experts like the consultancy Alex Partners think that by 2030, only about 15 of those 129 companies will be able to stay afloat. The others will simply close down. BYD itself thinks about 100 companies will exit the market. So what's really happening over there in China? It's a situation of overproduction, and it got so serious that companies started a price war to see who could sell the most cars. To attract customers, they offered huge discounts. This was great for buyers, but bad for the companies because they were making almost no profit. To stay afloat, they had to sell at rock-bottom prices. China's President Xi Jinping didn't like this mess and decided to end the price war. One of BYD's executives said that without being able to give big discounts, many brands simply won't be able to handle it. This shows that to stay alive, companies have to sell almost at a loss. China is producing too many cars, and because of that, prices are falling. We need to understand that this mess didn't happen by chance. China has a plan called Made in China 2025, where the government invested heavily so they wouldn't just be the world's factory, but leaders in technology. And one of the chosen areas was electric cars. This worked because today they dominate this market. To give you an idea, in 2024, Chinese automakers were responsible for an incredible 69% of all electric car sales in China. Why do they sell so little in other places? In the United States, for example, they sell very little, only 2% market share. The reason is simple. The American government has practically banned the entry of these brands. In Europe, the situation is similar, but there they use very high taxes to block Chinese cars. This price war, which has been going on for 3 years, has only one logical outcome: to let the companies go bankrupt. But this would cause a huge social problem, with many people losing their jobs. To avoid this, local governments in China help automakers with money and credit, even if they're not doing well. It's like giving a helping hand to an already bankrupt company just so it doesn't close its doors for good. There's a reason behind all this that goes beyond money: national security. China is the largest oil buyer in the world, and most of this oil passes through sea routes controlled by the United States. If any conflict happens, the US could cut off the supply. To not depend on anyone, China is investing in electric cars so it won't need as much oil. It's a long-term strategy. To give you an idea of the scale of this investment, China has about 14 million charging stations for electric cars, while the US only has 230,000. And what does this mean for countries that receive very cheap Chinese cars? The main thing is that this wave of cheap Chinese electric cars will continue for a long time. For those who want to buy one, this is great because prices will become increasingly competitive. But there's a downside for other brands that have been here for a long time and will suffer from this competition. And there's a big question hanging in the air. What will happen to the resale value of these cars? If they're so cheap now, will the price of a used car drop a lot in the future? We don't know yet because they've only arrived here recently. One thing is for sure. Chinese brands already dominate the electric car market in Brazil. Data shows their market share in electric car sales reaches an incredible 92%. There's no sign that this will change. This is the reality. Folks, don't forget the question from the beginning of the video. Have you ever felt tempted to own one? Tell us what attracts you the most to these cars. Also, should we be worried about this overproduction of electric cars from China or take advantage of the low prices? Comment now. This video doesn't end now. It continues with us talking in the comments. If you find this video interesting, I invite you to become a channel member and like this video. Up here on the right, I'll leave a video recommendation for you to continue with me.